So I'm currently in Cambridge. I got my mail, I've chucked my washing on, and I've got my boomerang bag, and I'm going to go and have a look at the farmers market. Right, so I'm just having a super yummy muesli bar from some really nice people. It is a very, very nice farmers market, that. I think it's awesome that they're popping up all around the country. In the past, I had a market garden, and it was a small one. It was only 7.5 acres, and I grew gourmet potatoes, new potatoes, gourmet veggies on it more than, mass-produced stuff, because I couldn't compete with the big growers. But there wasn't as big an appreciation for the homegrown thing back then. I remember I used to go to the Nelson market and sell my produce there, and then they opened it up commercially, and a lot of the big shops started bringing all their produce down, and they'd have truckloads full, and I'd be there with my little trailer, and it got very hard. So I'm really, really happy and pleased to see that farmers markets are popping up everywhere, and there's yummy food to be had. This is a yummy little gluten-free, peanut-free, chocolate-covered muesli bar thing, and it is very, very tasty. Okay, so I'm back in the truck now, ready to cruise off. My original plan today was to go in and say hi to everyone at the original Gypsy Fair who I used to travel with, but I've got a bit of a head cold and I just don't feel like going into Hamilton, so I thought the farmers market was a nice little diversion on my missions to do laundry and things like that today. So this is the Cambridge dump station. It's a little way out of town, but as you can see, it's nice and big and heaps of room. I don't come here a huge amount anymore because I don't dump a toilet as such anymore, having a composting toilet, but I wanted to come here and film it anyway, so I thought I might as well fill up with water because it's got good pressure. But what is amusing me of the shampoo bottle on the ground. It's like, really? It actually smells quite bad here. They're the sewage ponds there, and somebody obviously came here and had a shower, which seems really bizarre. I'm not sure if they still have it, but I remember when we used to do fairs in Cambridge in the town, the toilet had a shower. I don't know if it still has or what the story is with that. But I can't imagine anything more yucky than standing at the dump station and having a shower. I suppose if you really have to, if you really need to, do whatever's required. I have watched tourists actually do their dishes in those bits before, not here, but in other places, and I find that whole concept absolutely hideous. People dump their poo in there. And doing your dishes in there has got to be a dodgy thing. You could end up with all sorts of bacterial stomach problems and hepatitis C or God knows what, And generally I've always told them, no, that's for toilets, don't do that. But one time I watched a young couple from one of those green campers, and they actually dumped their toilet and then did their dishes in it. So it was like, okay, you guys know what it is, so your problem, I'm not interfering. But I just thought that was so disgusting. There was a freshwater tap not far from there. It was just completely bizarre. But it is a nice big dump station. You do have to go up towards Leamington and around and go for a little bit of a tiki tour. But the nice thing is there's heaps of room for big vehicles to turn around. You can get at the dump station from both sides, this side or the other side, depending on where your tanks and things are. So well done, Cambridge. Okay, I've just stopped off to share something which is kind of funny but kind of disturbing. I'm not prepared to go wandering around in there, but I've just pulled into Keely's Reserve, which my ex-partner actually nicknamed Perverts Corner because years ago I stayed up the top there and he came to visit and we decided to go for a bushwalk just over there, and all along the walking track there were little piles of pornographic material, magazines, underwear, used condoms, and they were all in little areas all along the track. It was kind of very bizarre. And from what I hear, it still happens. So I'm actually not prepared to go wandering around in there with a camera because they might freak out if they see me in there with a camera. So I don't really want to run into a situation with that. But it is kind of a strange thing that men meet up with other men here and do whatever they do, you know. It's kind of a bit disturbing. So I don't stay here anymore because, yeah. Over there's, the bushy area. It's right by Lake Karapiro, as you can probably hear with the boat whizzing by. But, yeah, no, over there's a bush track, and in those bushes is where these people go and do their stuff. So, yeah, I don't feel comfortable staying here anymore. I know people who do. And look, I never had any hassles with these people. They never came near me. They were busy doing their own thing, but it's still a little bit odd. So anyway, I just pointed out it's Keely's Reserve by Lake Karapiro. And no, those people won't come and harass you or anything. There's no worries around that. They're not dangerous or anything like that, but I wouldn't recommend taking your children for a bushwalk around here anyway. It's not a good idea unless you want to spend a lot of time explaining what all the stuff is. Okay, home again. I've just hung the washing up and put the food away and discovered that I had a whole lot of coconut oil that had fallen out of the cupboard and spread itself all over the rug, so I'm going to have to clean that. So yeah, so that was sort of just a crazy day for me on a day off when I'm not working. I picked up a little parcel. This is a little adapter actually that's to go on this little camera I'm using right now so that I can use my other lenses on it from my big camera because they've got different mounts. So that's a little adapter so I can use my wide angle lens and things like that on this little vlogging camera. So that'll be super cool. I'm glad that was there. Yeah, so I've packed up again. I'm going to read for a little while, chill out a bit. It was a bit of a weird detour going to Keely's Reserve to Perverts Corner. I just think it's sort of quite weird what goes on there and quite funny but disturbing. So yeah, and yeah, so if you've ever come across anything weird like that anywhere, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching and thank you for coming along with me for the day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Lots of love.